What's up, Yarny Box Crocheters? Today we're making Toby the pig. If you don't already have your Toby kit, then head to yarnybox.com and pick up yours today. In your Yarny Box kit, you'll find that the magic ring is already started for you. This is so that we can start off the project nice and easy and you don't have to worry about a complicated beginning. This is the very first round of the project. Here you'll see I'm pointing out the little V's. These are actually stitches, so you should be able to go around the circle and count 6 stitches or 6 V's. The stitches are what you're going to be working into in the next round in order to build on your project. You'll also find 2 stitch markers. This blue one here is marking the very first stitch of the round. That's where we're going to place the first stitch of the next round. The green stitch marker is marking the loop in which you're going to place your crochet hook to start working. You can see here that you can actually tighten and loosen this loop by pulling on the string that's attached to the ball of yarn. There are 2 different ways in which you can hold your crochet hook. This first way is like a knife. The second way is like a pencil. I personally find the pencil hold a little bit easier, but it's up to you. You can play around and hold your crochet hook however you'd like. Next, you're going to take the yarn that's attached to the ball of yarn and wrap it a couple times around your finger. And then I like to pinch the magic ring with my middle finger and thumb like this. Again, this is just how I like to work on my projects, but as you go along, you can play with how you want to hold everything. So you can remove the green stitch marker and pop in your crochet hook into that loop. You're going to want to tighten the loop to make it so that it's pretty tight on the crochet hook. Don't make it so tight that you can't move the crochet hook, but you definitely don't want it to be too loose. Something like this is appropriate. The trickiest part about learning how to crochet is learning how to hold everything in your hands. I definitely recommend rewatching the beginning of this video until you get the hang of holding everything. And if you accidentally undo your magic ring, I have a tutorial linked down below of how to redo that. So let's get started on round 2. We're going to start off by removing the blue stitch marker. You can pull on it a little bit and you'll find a little hole. That's exactly where we're going to be inserting our hook into to make the very first stitch of round 2. So once you pop out your stitch marker, you're going to insert your hook exactly where the stitch marker was. Before we insert a hook, I just want to make sure that you're holding your hook properly. So you want to make sure it's parallel to your body and make sure the hook is facing downwards. That's going to make it a lot easier to guide the yarn in and out of each stitch. So pop your hook into the stitch. Again, it looks like a V, so now you should have 3 little loops on your hook. Next, we are going to yarn over, which means we're grabbing the yarn with our crochet hook like this, and we are gliding the yarn through the first 2 little loops on our hook like so. And now we're going to do that again, so yarn over and pull the yarn through the 2 loops on your hook. This is called a single crochet. This is the first stitch of the round. Our next stitch is going in the exact same stitch that we were just in. So this stitch and not this stitch. We're going in the same hole that we were just in. So insert your hook into that little V, yarn over and pull through the first 2 loops like so. Now you have 2 loops left on your hook, so yarn over and pull through those 2 remaining loops. What we just did is called an increase because we popped 2 stitches into 1 stitch. Now you're going to count down 2 stitches away from the loop or the first stitch that we made, and you're going to mark it with a stitch marker. Next, we're going to make another single crochet in the next available stitch. So that's going to be this one here. Pop in your hook. There's 3 loops on your hook now. Yarn over and pull through the first 2 loops, and then yarn over again and pull through those second 2 loops. That was 1 single crochet. Now we're going to make our second single crochet in the same exact hole. So in the same place we just were, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, yarn over again, pull through the second 2 loops. Again, this is called an increase because we placed 2 single crochets into 1 stitch. So now we have 4 new stitches, but we've only worked into 2 stitches from the previous round. So here I'm just pointing out with my thumb the 4 new stitches that we've done. Carrying on to the next stitch, we are going to make a single crochet, and now we're going to make a second single crochet in the exact same hole. Moving on to the next stitch. Again, here's your first single crochet, and here's your second single crochet in the same stitch. Again, popping your first single crochet in there and your second single crochet. And now we're moving on to the very last stitch of the round. 1 single crochet and 2 single crochets. That completes round 2. So because we placed 2 single crochets in each of the stitches of the previous round, we now have 12 little V's or 12 stitches in this round. So you should be able to go around and count 12 stitches. In round 3, we are going to be increasing in every other stitch. So begin the round by removing your stitch marker and placing your first single crochet of the round. You're placing it right where the stitch marker was. Just 1 single crochet here, and then mark that stitch. So here we did a single crochet, and then in the next one we're doing an increase, then single crochet, then increase. That's going to be the pattern of the entire round. So place an increase in the next available stitch. So it's your first single crochet and your second single crochet in the same hole. And then in the next available stitch, make 1 single crochet. In the next available stitch, make an increase. In the next available stitch, single crochet. In the next stitch, increase. Then single crochet and increase. Single crochet and increase. Single crochet, and the last stitch of the round here is an increase. And now you should have 18 stitches in your round. Should be able to go around and count 18 little V's or 18 stitches. For round 4, we are going to be increasing in every 3rd stitch. So begin by removing your stitch marker and make your first single crochet of the round. And then we are going to do another single crochet and then an increase. So single crochet, increase. So make another single crochet and then make an increase. Single crochet, then increase. Again, single crochet, then increase. And just keep repeating this pattern until you get back to the stitch marker. We're going to have 24 stitches at the end of this round. We are coming up on the last increase of the round here. And you should have 24 stitches. For round 5, we're increasing in every 4th stitch, and this will be our last round of increasing. So remove your stitch marker, place your first single crochet of the round, and then mark that stitch. Then we are going to single crochet, increase. So another 2 single crochets here, and then increase. Then work single crochet, increase. Again, single crochet, and increase. And you should have 30 stitches by the end of this round, and I will meet you back at the stitch marker. So we're coming up on the last few stitches of the round here. And you should have 30 stitches in your circle now. And that will be all for increasing. For round 6, all we are doing is placing 1 single crochet in every stitch around. So begin by removing your stitch marker, placing your first single crochet, and then marking that stitch. And now we are just going to continue placing 1 single crochet in every stitch around the circle. You will still have a total of 30 single crochets at the end of this round. For rounds 7 to 15, which is another 9 rounds, we are doing exactly what we just did. We are just placing 1 single crochet in every stitch around, and that's going to form the body of the pig. I will do another round of single crochets with you, and then I'm going to speed up the video. So as always, begin by placing your first single crochet of the round and then marking it. And now we are just placing 1 single crochet in every stitch around the circle. And by the end of the round, you should still have just 30 stitches. So for rounds 8 to 15, I'm going to speed up the video, but again, we're doing exactly what we've just did. So that is another 8 rounds. And don't forget to move the stitch marker at the beginning of every single round. We're coming up on the last few stitches of round 15 here. So your pig should be looking something like this. And now we are going to weave in that center tail, and that's going to prevent the top from unraveling. So go ahead and give that a good pull to make sure it's nice and tight, and then grab your yarn needle from your Yarny Box kit and thread it onto the tail. To weave in your end, all you do is poke the needle in and out of random stitches in the bottom. Just make sure they're only one stitch apart so that you can't see the tail from the outside. And I like to go back and forth probably 5 or 6 times to make sure it's nice and secure. No matter what you're crocheting, you should always weave in your ends, even if it's the smallest little piece, and that's going to keep it from unraveling. You can now flip your body right side out, and we are going to put in our safety eyes. Your safety eyes are also included in your Yarny Box kit, and they come with 2 pieces, a black piece and a little washer piece. So this is what the black piece looks like, and they come with a plastic back. You are going to make sure you're popping your eyes in on the opposite side of your stitch marker. Then count down 7 rounds. We are going to be placing them between rounds 7 and 8. Then you can just pop the eyes in like so. And I like to have mine about 2 or 3 stitches apart. Just make sure they're on the opposite side of your stitch marker, and make sure you're happy with the placement before you secure the backs on. And keep in mind, we're going to be placing a pink snout in between the eyes, so make sure they're not too close together. Once you're happy with the placement, then you can pop on the backs. Now that your pig looks something like this, we can continue on. We are going to start decreasing now, which means we are going down in our stitch count every round. You can begin round 16 by placing your first single crochet of the round and then marking that stitch. Next, you're going to place another single crochet and another single crochet. And then we are going to make our first decrease. So here's the back loop and there's the front loop. Each stitch has 2 loops. We are going to combine the front loops only of the next 2 stitches. So as you can see, that's the back loop and that's the front loop. We are going to be in the front loop only for the next 2 stitches. Pop your hook into your working loop and then go in the front loop of the next 2 available stitches. Like so. You should have 3 loops on your hook now, and you can see the back loops are not on the hook. Yarn over and pull through the first 2 loops on your hook. Yarn over again and pull through the last 2 loops. Then single crochet, single crochet, single crochet, and now we are going to do another decrease, so front loop only of the next 2 stitches. Yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops on your hook, and then yarn over again, pull through the last 2 loops. Single crochet, single crochet, single crochet, and decrease. Then single crochet, single crochet, single crochet, and decrease. Just keep repeating this pattern until you get back to the stitch marker. You're going to have 24 stitches at the end of this round. We're coming up on the last decrease of the round here, and for round 17 we are going to do a decrease in every 3rd stitch. So start off this round by making a single crochet and then mark that stitch. Next we are going to do another single crochet and then make a decrease. Then single crochet, single crochet, and decrease. Just keep repeating this pattern until you get back to the stitch marker. You're going to have 18 stitches at the end of this round. Now we can work on stuffing our pig, so grab your stuffing from your Box kit, and I like to always pull mine apart a little bit before I stuff it, just so that it doesn't get all clumpy. And then as you're stuffing, just put little bits in at once and really shape out the body. Just be sure not to overstuff your pig, or else you're going to have a hard time continuing to crochet on it. And we can add more stuffing as we go along. Your pig should look something like this by now. And we have 2 rounds left. So for round 18, we are going to be decreasing in every other stitch. So remove your stitch marker and make your first stitch of the round. And then mark that stitch. Next we are going to decrease. Then single crochet and decrease. Single crochet and decrease. Just keep repeating that pattern until you get back to the stitch marker. Now you should have 12 stitches, and we are going to do the last round by just decreasing all the way around. So if you need to add a bit more stuffing, you can do so now, and otherwise we will move on to round 19. We're going to jump right in by making a decrease, and then we are going to mark that stitch. Then continue decreasing all the way around the circle. Once we get to the last stitch here, we are going to fasten off. So you can remove your stitch marker and then leave a tail about 8 to 10 inches long. Next you can pull through the string, and that's going to fasten it off. And now we are going to thread this tail onto our yarn needle. Take your yarn needle and insert it into the front loop of each one of these 6 stitches left. This is going to create a drawstring effect where you can pull it shut. And once you've shut your hole, don't forget to weave in your end. And that is it for part 1. In part 2, I'm going to show you how to make the pig's snout, ears, and tail. I'll see you there. Thank you so much for watching.